Disney Plus has an interesting week. We Armchair Imagineer new lands for Hollywood studios, and we give you a Disney Civilians guide to a week at the Disney Resort. All that and more on today's episode of the We Like Theme Parks podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present a spectacular festival of theme park audio commentary magic. The We Like Theme Parks podcast.
Yo. Bring it back now.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Welcome, my fellow theme parkers, to the We Like Theme Parks podcast, your go-to spot for news, opinions, and other nerdy fun happenings in and around the Disney and Universal theme parks. I'm Chris Bond. Hey! And I'm joined by my fellow co-host, singular, comedian, Disney nerd, and savant of the single rider line. It's Mark Andrada. Welcome home.
I like savant of the single rider line.
Well,
That's
you're the solo trip guy, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Yeah, it's nice to be back for the weekend, and
Yeah.
then I'll be gone again on Monday.
I know, right? You're just in and out ski.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we miss you. It's great to have you on the pod. But hey, it's ironic and hilarious. No Dustin Foos. One in, one out.
One in, one out.
Well, I'm glad you're here, dude. Yeah, Dustin is on his retreat with the Universal Joint podcast down in sunny Florida, enjoying Universal Studios. As we speak, he's sitting at the Sapphire Falls. I think it's Sapphire Falls. He just sent me a picture. He's eating a salad laying in bed. Yeah, well, maybe we'll
Eating
post
a
it on
salad
Instagram.
from bed?
I don't know. Let me check the salad again.
man,
It looked
follow
like
your heart.
Yeah, really. I know. I think because he was eating a donut earlier. He was at Voodoo Donuts, obviously. Yeah, he's rocking a salad.
In bed.
Yeah, here's the pic. He's laying in bed. I think there's some chicken in that salad.
Oh, that looks nice. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice. And some proteins.
What's happening on the TV in that picture?
I don't know. What is happening? Maybe trying to get Disney Plus and it's not working? Well, Dustin, we're glad you're keeping it healthy in Florida. He's there for a week, I think, or another like 5 or 6 days.
Cool.
But we're going to try to connect with him if he's finished his salad and wants to chat with us. Hey, do you want to just jump right into this show, Mark? What do you think?
Okay.
All right, let's get into some Public shout-outs.
T-Public presents. It's your shout-outs.
All right, Public shout-outs. I'm going to send my shout-out this week to, I got two, actually. I got
Ooh.
at Magically Capable, and they are a travel resource website that helps families with special needs that make magical Disney memories. I think this is great. I'm all for making everybody's magical dreams come true, so be sure to check those guys out. And a friend of the podcast, at JDen11, he was listening to us last week on the pod, and he reminded us, which we really appreciate, that Universal will actually repair the wands you get at Ollivander's, the Harry Potter wands.
Really?
Yeah, because we were saying like, oh, what do you do when the thing dies? It's like, now it's just a piece of wood. It's just a stick.
Right.
And they go, no. If there's like a sensor issue or a battery issue, they'll repair it. So we didn't know that. Good
At
to
no
know.
charge? At no charge?
Oh, I didn't get that part of the information. Maybe I got to do some more Googling.
Okay.
JDen11 did not fill me all the way in. But hey, John, or JDen11. Jaden. Oh, is that what it is?
Jaden 11? Yeah.
Jaden 11. Oh my God, that does sound like a Jaden 11. Hey, Jaden 11, thanks for listening and thanks for following up and letting us know. Mark, who do you got?
I got Disney Katie, Kaytee. That's how you spell Katie on this. Disney
T-E-E?
Katie.
All right.
Tee, yeah.
Yeah, what's she all about?
Short for T-Public. She works for Vans, which is super cool. So you get like a lot of cool pictures of Vans stuff. But she's also a big Disney fan. So she's at the parks all the time. She's at Universal.
Cool.
Yeah, and
Rocking
she's,
those
and
sweet
she's a
Van-
listener.
That's great. Well,
Yeah.
thanks, KT with lots of E's and whatevers. Thanks for...
Just two E's.
well, when you put two, it already feels like one too many.
Really? Don't say that too loud. T-Public sponsors this spot.
Oh, snap. Moving on. Hey, we actually have a special guest. Usually when someone goes away and there's just the two of us, we like to bring in a guest, and it's been a few weeks in a row. Last week we had actually a friend of the pod, Tal Albrock, was on the pod. The week before we had Jill,
Right.
Which was amazing, which was super fun. And this week we have a very special friend, one of my oldest and dearest friends, and yours too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Trevor Martin. Trevor, welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Was it creepy the way I said, oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a little creepy.
Sorry.
But I'm used to it because we're such good friends.
I know, I like you.
So far back that the creep is cool, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just expected.
Trevor, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Look, we're pretty legit, right? We got a soundboard. We got microphones with colorful, fluffy things on.
Very intimidating.
Is it? Come
No,
on.
not
They're called,
not
they're
for
called
you
wind
lot.
socks. Wind socks.
Oh, is that what? That's legit.
Yeah, the colorful fluffy thingies are wind socks.
Oh, I did not know. Like I said, guy with microphone. That's my job. Just doesn't know what all the parts are called. Trevor is one of our dearest friends, but Trevor also has a connection to Disney, like everyone we bring on this show and Universal Studios. Trevor is married to a Disney junkie.
Yeah, I'm married into like Disney military. so kind of like my in-laws. Shout out to the Boyers. My mother and father-in-law go almost every year to Disney World.
Yeah,
and they spend multiple weeks there, and they've stayed in almost every resort you could. Half the time they're just there, and they're not even going to the parks. They're just hanging out.
Yeah,
going golfing.
Like they're legit. Yeah,
they're legit.
We've talked about them on the pod a couple times.
As you should.
Yeah,
As
we've
you
referenced
should.
stories from Roger and the whole family, all the Boyers.
Yeah.
Some of the craziness with pricing, because I know Roger's like really hot on calling up and trying to get the best deal and holding a price. So yeah, I guess you're Disney.
So they've married in.
Yeah,
to
married
the Disney
in. Yeah.
Park experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of see myself as a civilian compared to them, because it's like I don't know, I'm not knowledgeable, and frankly, it's something that I enjoy. I enjoy it going there, but it's like if I never went to Disney.
The way you say that though is not the most
Hold
convincing.
on. Let him finish the sentence.
Of
though.
course,
I want
of course,
this,
of course.
I want this to get to all of our fans out there, all the Disney and Universal fans listening to this podcast. Go ahead and say it, Trevor.
Okay, if I never had to go to Disney World again, I'd be okay.
Cold-blooded.
I'm sorry. I just feel it's like there are so many places to travel in this beautiful world that we live in. I don't necessarily have to go to Disney World.
So just out of curiosity, name a place that you'd like to travel.
Spain, Rome.
But you can. Isn't there an Italy pavilion in?
Yeah, there is.
So
So
basically, what I'm saying is
there is no
Have
Spain
you ever
pavilion.
spoken to the Italians who work at Pavilion?
Yeah, they think the food's terrible.
We asked the Italian waiter where to get a good coffee in the Italian Pavilion, and he said, "You can't get good coffee here." No,
that is the most Italian thing
I
you
know
could
it was
say.
great.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
authentically Italian. I thought it was in Italy.
So what you're saying is you could
God damn
just
it! Damn you,
go-
Mark. No.
So you're kind of married into the Disney family. But you just said a moment ago that you don't have a lot of knowledge. I disagree. I think you've acquired all this knowledge accidentally and not without wanting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just there. I've been to your home and there's pictures of the Tiki Room and the Haunted Mansion. This is in your home.
Yeah.
I can't even get that kind of status around my house. Okay? Because my wife tears it down.
Right.
Okay? I feel like you know your stuff, and because you do, we can do a little news with Trevor. Why don't we get into it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah?
Wait, am I doing the news?
Well, yeah, because it's there's no Dustin, so someone's got to do the news. It ain't going to be me. All right, let's get into some news.
News with
Dark. Nice.
Okay, so the top story, I guess. Should I start with the big story, or should I start from the littler
You
stories?
do whatever you want. It's
I'm going
your-
to start with the littler story.
Fired up.
The Uber pickup from Universal Studios now costs an extra $4. That's news this week.
What a rip.
Is it?
I
I
mean-
guess it's an extra $4.
So if you go to the park, it's whatever.
It's whatever.
But if you
wanna
get picked up from there, they charge you an extra $4 just for the privilege.
I imagine.
To go home, to get out of the park?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to escape? It's an extra $4.
All right.
You're willing to pay that?
I'd probably be willing
You're
to
like,
pay
I got
for it.
$4 right here.
Yeah, it's $4. I mean, that's just the right amount that they could get away
Yeah.
with. You know what I mean? It's like $5 is like, oh wow, $5 really? $4 thing?
But it's $4 now. Like if we know anything about theme parks, it starts at blank, and it's gonna.
Right, but this isn't theme parks. This is Uber doing this.
Right, but it's a part of the theme park experience. Just another way to siphon my money away from
Well,
me.
it's the same as any busy. Like if you come from the airport,
Do they do the
you-
same
You
thing?
have an Uber from the airport.
Yeah.
There's a surcharge.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, am I taking a plane when I go to Universal Studios? No.
But it's a busy area where they know that it's difficult for them to get cars.
That's like half a churro.
so then don't take an Uber. Call a taxi.
Yeah, I'm going to get on that free bus.
Right? Get on the free
I'm
bus.
getting on that free bus.
When
Or
your
take that
5-year-old is crying and wants to go home and is like had too much cotton candy and is like the fireworks are scaring her, I'll pay the $4 to get out of there.
I'm still taking the bus. I want my $4.
Have a great time.
A trailer dropped this week, guys, for The Invisible Man.
Whoa.
Universal Monsters
It's funny because
coming to movie theaters.
Yeah, just when you think that what do they call that cinematic universe again?
The Dark Universe.
The Dark Universe, yeah, is done. They go ahead and they get Blumhouse to come in and produce this film, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Starring Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah.
It's going to come out in February 2020. That's very soon.
Yeah, and it's written and directed by Lee Wannell. I'm probably saying his name wrong.
Wannell?
He's an Australian guy, but he wrote Saw. He's the guy in Saw with Carly Ewells.
You know why I don't remember that? Because I didn't watch Saw. I did watch Insidious, though.
I watched Saw 4 because it featured Marty Adams, a friend of the podcast.
A reason to not watch that, really.
Oh, hey now. Hey now.
Hi, Marty.
Hey, Marty.
So that's exciting, right?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's great for the cinematic universe because they got off to such a bad start with that Tom Cruise movie. Did any of you guys see that Tom Cruise Mummy?
No.
I'm on an island here.
You saw it?
Yeah, because I really wanted to. I was
wanted it
cheering
to
for
be
this
good.
dark universe. I wanted it to be good.
Yeah. I was cheering
like-
for it too when I saw the reviews and sort of like the ho-hum audience reaction to it. I was like, I don't need to have my heart broken again.
Well, because I'd love to see them invest real money into the parks, into that IP.
Sure.
So that's why I'm a little bummed. But
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed on this flick. And the trailer looks cool. And Elizabeth Moss, she's pretty great. She's
pretty great.
Yeah.
The Disneyland Resort is giving Snow White's Scary Adventures in Fantasyland a huge refurbishment in 2020. It's going to be a $500,000 refurb going into that.
What?
All new show scenes, new effects, new lights, new projectors.
Wow.
All new in there, yeah.
I mean, this is a pretty OG attraction. I wonder if they're going to make it less scary. Is that the idea?
I hope not. They haven't talked about changing any of the plot or like what happens.
Just enhancing everything?
Just enhancing things. What they've specifically said is the dark ride from opening day will get new show sets, props, and scenes. So I guess yeah, new scenes.
New scenes means
Who knows
new
what that'll
story,
be.
possibly. Because the big hang up there is you got all these kids in Fantasyland. I mean, you've been there, Trevor.
Yeah.
And then you're like, great, let's go in Pinocchio, let's go in Peter Pan. And then you zoom over to Snow White's, and it's pretty spooky in there. It's just a scary witch jumping out at you and evil trees. And
You got to mix it up, you know.
Yeah.
you got to keep them on their toes.
Do you think that's scarier than Haunted Mansion? I don't think it's scarier than Haunted Mansion.
You know what? It isn't, but it's up there.
Sure.
I mean, okay, give me a scarier ride that a kid can go on other than the Haunted Mansion. I mean, that's the one.
I guess Twilight Zone is too.
Yeah, but
a
kids
kid
can't go on-
Like a
kid
little
can't go
kid
on
can't
that,
go on
no.
that. Yeah.
My kid would do it.
Can
Your
you
kid
go
did?
on?
If the height requirement is, and she's 48 inches, so I think she can go on, yeah.
Well, you guys went on a trip recently. Did she go on the Tower of Terror?
No, it was broken. Two of the elevators were broken, so we got out of line because it was too long, yeah.
But she was able to go on. She
could have,
She
yeah.
met the height requirement.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know, and she would have done it because she definitely my in-laws side
Yeah.
courses through her veins. She loves everything.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's
awesome.
You're lucky. My kids are still, they don't trust me. They're like, what is that, Daddy? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going on that. It's like, come on, kid. Like, no. Especially the little one. The little one doesn't like anything. The bigger one is a little more interesting.
brave?
A little more brave. But I tell you, if she had a friend that was brave, I think she would go on too. Okay, well that's
Okay.
cool. I'm excited for that change.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom is getting festive this year.
Oh wait, for a change.
For a change, they're getting a bunch of decorations all over the park,
Cool.
including this one's the weird one to me, Pandora.
That's weird.
They celebrate Christmas in Pandora,
Is it kind of like Life Day at Star Wars? They have their own thing in Pandora.
I guess.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Pandora getting decked out for the holidays.
I looked at some pictures of it. It's kind of weird, but it's weird like they've the big RDA exo carrier that they have like that. You know the guy
Yeah.
is in that like exo suit. I can't.
Yeah, I know what you.
Am I
know
poorly
exactly what you're
describing
talking
it?
about. No,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's got a Santa hat on it and a giant beard. It's like
It's
Santa
odd.
bot.
Yeah,
You could buy it though in the narrative. Like you could buy like, oh, the soldiers are like dressing up for
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll bet.
you can. It's just different.
If the Navi are doing it, it's weird. Yeah.
You know what? If it's well, that's what makes it unique. 'Cause it's kind of a clash of two cultures. I think somewhere there was a thing on a building that was like Santa Claus and his sleigh being pulled by what are the birds
Like
called?
a banshee?
By a banshee, like
Yeah.
a bunch of banshee.
Right.
So it's like two worlds kind of coming together.
and the front banshee's got a glowing red nose.
I didn't check the front banshee. I should have.
That'd be awesome.
A little copyright infringement there. We got to be careful.
Okay, awesome is not the word I wanted to use, but I used it, so there it is.
There it is.
Okay, and the final piece of news,
That's it. One left.
the one left.
Wow. Do it.
Disney Plus launched this week.
Ooh.
Did you guys both get Disney Plus?
Yes.
Yes.
Immediately. Yeah.
Yes.
I love the Mandalorian. I love the Mandalorian.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Did either of you have problems with Disney Plus because everybody's complaining about outages or that the app was going down or that the streaming service wasn't working?
And I mentioned this in the last pod. When I tried to set it up, it didn't work right away.
Really?
It worked maybe as I was writing up my Instagram message to complain about it, it turned on. So
you just needed a couple minutes.
And I haven't had any problems since, really.
Me neither.
I had about the same experience. It like when I first signed up, I was having trouble. I was trouble casting it to my TV.
Yeah.
And then within the second time I tried, it was fine.
That's great.
I have better luck with my laptop.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's speed or what.
Interesting.
But yeah.
I stream from my Apple TV
Oh, okay.
because I downloaded the app, and it's fine. It's
That's
perfectly
great.
fine. And when I was on the road, I was watching from my tablet.
So what were you guys watching? Give me a sense of what's your first kind of nibbles into the Disney Plus buffet?
Well, obviously, when I got home and could get in front of my television, Mandalorian was the first thing we put on.
Yeah. And we all agree it's pretty great.
I really liked it.
I loved it.
And
Yeah,
I
it
wasn't
was
expecting to be honest. I thought it was going to be just okay. And the end, that final image got me.
all the Easter eggs to the original series.
Yeah. And the Life Day reference in there, they threw a little Life Day thing. And
It's Horatio Sands, eh?
Yes. Yeah,
That's crazy.
And who was the other? Brian Posehn was in it briefly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Carl Weathers.
Werner Herzog
was amazing.
How about that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cast is great. It's great. I got to tell you, it's been a while since they've done it right, and this feels like they're doing it right. Jon Favreau, man, that guy just spins gold.
Yeah, he's nailing it.
He's just nailing it.
He's doing a great job.
Anything else? Okay, so everyone's watching The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Anybody else dip a toe in another pool?
I watched Avatar again.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just thought, I haven't watched this in a while. And then I watched Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
We were watching today, the Mickey Mouse cartoons, and specifically they play in the parks, at the resorts, in the parks.
Oh, the new version.
Yeah, the new kind of...
The one that the Runaway Railway is going to be based on.
Yeah. So Edith, whenever she's at the parks, she watches them before she goes to bed. She loves them. And so now to have them at home, it's kind of a nice little wind down for
That's
her. Yeah,
nice.
they're fun. They're great. Yeah.
How about you, Mark?
The very first thing I watched as soon as I got it was the Pixar short Float.
Oh,
which
I
is
haven't
part of
seen
those that series of Pixar shorts
Yeah.
that have come out. I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's one of those shorts that you watch, and it's 10 minutes long, if even.
Yeah.
And you're just bawling by the end of it.
Oh.
It's very sweet. It's about a father and his kid. And
No, I can't even.
Oh, my God.
you got it.
Yeah, well,
It's
There
so
was
good.
one that they
Also-
did with the dog. Was it the dog and the dog was waiting for food, like leftovers? It's like 5 minutes, and I just lost my mind. I'm bawling at the end of it. So if it's like father, son, father, daughter, forget it. I'm out.
It's a father son, and
I'm out. I don't even want to talk about it.
the metaphor is that in I'm blanking on the name of the artist who made it. His last name is Rubio, but
Rufio?
Rubio.
Oh, I'm just checking.
But he is also Filipino, so
nice.
they do that in common. But his son has autism,
Oh, okay.
so that's the metaphor that happens in this. Anyway, it's really beautiful, and
that's
I've watched it twice already and cried both times.
Oh.
So I watched that,
I'll have to watch it.
and Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls.
okay, yeah.
Cool.
Gravity Falls is on there.
I got to tell you what I watched.
Okay.
I watched the old school Tron.
Yes,
Nice.
of course you
I
did.
watched the Goldblum thing.
I
watched that too.
I
The
watched one.
sneakers?
Yeah,
episode.
it's
the
all right.
sneakers was good,
I watched that Imagineering special, the doc. That
Yeah.
was cool. And then I watched a little bit, maybe even 40 minutes of both Inspector Gadgets to confirm your analysis.
And?
I agree. French Stewart is a much stronger Inspector Gadget.
Yep.
Then Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick was terrible.
Matthew Broderick can go eat 5 eggs. You know what I mean? 5 hard-boiled eggs from last week. That's what he can eat.
He was quite terrible in that movie.
Yeah, he's
a
not good at that.
complete phone-in.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing, no character. And then French Stewart really nailed it.
Yeah. French Stewart lays it out on the
I
line.
was like,
it's a
couldn't
role
believe
of a
it.
lifetime.
I mean, the movie is preposterous.
of course it is. It's Inspector Gadget.
But French Stewart was a better Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget 3, where are you at? And what was the other thing I watched that I forgot how great it was? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, brilliant.
I mean, I haven't watched that movie in an eon, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Have you read the book?
No. Is it good?
There are a series of books.
Right.
There's 3.
Who censored Roger Rabbit?
Yeah,
right?
there's a few. Yeah.
They were supposed to make a sequel, but
Yeah.
I think Spielberg kiboshed it.
Yeah, everybody. I can't remember what the
It
story
was
but yeah,
maybe
they
a
pulled the
money
plug.
thing, or
Yeah.
Same
Something
thing.
happened.
It's funny because if you look at MGM, Roger Rabbit was supposed to be like a marquee character at MGM.
Right.
They made Sunset Boulevard. I mean, it was supposed to be
It's supposed to be the thing.
the thing, and Roger Rabbit was like the Mickey Mouse of MGM, and then couldn't get along with Spielberg, and they pulled them out of all the parks.
Yeah, it's a
All you
shame.
got is that cartoon spin in Disneyland, and that's it. I tell you, intellectual properties, man. It's funky. It'll get you. I got 2 little pieces of news.
Okay.
Are you done? Is your news finished?
Yeah.
You had no more?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. 2 little things. Frozen 2 comes out.
Oh,
like,
yes, of course.
in less than a week. Probably by the time you hear this, you will have seen Frozen 2. I think our kids are going to see it together. That's the plan.
Yeah, we were listening to some of the soundtrack
Yeah?
today while we were playing Play-Doh.
And?
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
The pitch of your voice makes me think it might not be.
It's not as it's clearly not as catchy as the
Yeah, but
first.
you're
I
not
mean,
getting it in the same context too, right?
No, but still, those songs are like you don't really need the context. Those songs are great songs.
Well, we'll
All
see.
of them. Yeah. I don't know.
mean,
I think so.
Obviously, the music's by the same team, right?
Of
It's the
course,
Lopez
yeah.
Squad.
And it's still good music. It's just not as catchy. It's not as immediately earwormy.
I can't remember. Somebody was telling me that there's like a lot of like angsty characters, and there's a lot of. It's just a different vibe based on the trailers and what you're seeing. But who knows? I mean, we'll figure this out in a week. But
I have to say that watching the trailers, I'm a little worried about bringing our kids.
really,
Well, because my daughter's 5 and she hasn't actually seen a movie in a movie theater. She's gone to a drive-in and
Right.
seen movies,
that doesn't count.
which doesn't
It's
count.
its own experience, yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see how this goes because like the previews look like there's a lot of battle scenes. She gets nervous around people in distress, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of distress.
It looks like there's a lot of like dark magic,
Yeah.
and crashing waves. There's a lot of like scary, intimidating,
Yeah.
a lot of strife. I'm a little nervous too, but at the same time, Frozen is my kid's #1 favorite movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember the first movie you ever saw in a theater, but I do, and it was a big moment. So I think this is the movie that should be her first movie because she's so excited about it.
Yeah.
Is already has a emotional connection to the characters. Even if the movie's bad, she's gonna love it. You know what I mean? Because it's Frozen. It's more Frozen. And I remember being a kid and I saw Return of the Jedi in the theater, and I remember the Death Star blowing up. And I was there with my grandfather. Like I think I'll always remember my grandfather when I think of Star Wars because he took me to my first movie, Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's special stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is. Are we all gonna cry?
Are you making fun of me because I cried at
No,
the
I was
Pixar
just
short?
saying. I'm saying that I'm a big wuss.
Right.
I don't know, Trevor. Did this happen to you when you had a kid? Did you turn into like a big like crybaby?
I'm very sentimental.
Yeah,
I'm
same
very
here.
especially when it comes to anything to do with a daughter or a
But
father and a daughter.
you were also a little sentimental before.
Oh yeah, I was. But
Yeah.
now I'm like now I can focus it on one particular archetype. Just
Yeah.
fathers and daughters.
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah.
I can't. This is why I know. I've said this before, but this is how I know I shouldn't have a kid because all I do is cry as it is. Like I just cry all the time. And so and even if I'm walking my dog and somebody looks and is like, "Oh, what a good boy." I puff out my chest and I'm like, "You're right. He is a good boy. he's a very good boy. That's my boy, and he's very good." Could you imagine if that was like my DNA? If that was a child, not a dog?
Yeah.
You know, it does jade you a little bit though. I won't say that I'm a jaded person now, but I will say that it's like it happens so often that you have to kind of develop a thick skin or you'd be crying all the time. So you sort of just develop a like
You don't. I'll cry all the time. You think I won't?
I think you won't. If you have a kid.
Okay, challenge accepted. I will have a child.
Have a kid.
You have a little talk with Abby when you get home. Oh, by the way,
If she's listening to this, she's gonna be so mad.
you made a commitment now. You
'cause I'm
promised Trevor. Well, that's cool. We're all a bunch
9
of
months from
crybabies.
right now.
We'll see you right here.
Yeah.
We'll have to do the pod from the delivery room. You'll get a lot of Disney hand-me-downs from us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's all, I hope you're having a girl.
Abby will be thrilled.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'll get them all. And another little piece of news, just walking out the door, the Dockside Inn and Suites is opening in March 17th of 2020, which is the sister resort to the Surfside Inn and Suites. I only mention this because, like, really, is it a big deal when a hotel opens up? But what's cool about these hotels is that they're the value hotels at Universal. And we've talked about this in previous pods. Their starting rate is $85 a night. This undercuts all the value properties at Disney by a lot.
By a lot.
Yeah.
By a lot. So the idea is
By half.
Yeah, I
By-
just
by
stayed,
half,
I
right?
stayed
Yeah.
at music and it was like 140.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when those, like, it was $100 or under $100 to stay at the
Yeah, me too.
All Stars or whatever. Not anymore, Jack. Those days are over. $85 is a camping spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to camp? It's $85.
No, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Or you can stay in a hotel with running water and room service and maybe Disney Plus. Who knows? So that is opening March 17th. Surfside Inn is already open. People seem to like it. It looks good. It's fresh and new. And you got to hand it to Universal, man. They're doing what they can do to bring some people over. Come stay with us. And so much they're going to build another park in 2023. And we're jacked for Universal's
Epic Universe.
That's the coolest name. Universal's Epic Universe. Right? It's so cool. Is that the news?
I think that's the news.
All right. Well, we're going to come right back with more We Like Theme Parks podcast after this short break. Ladies and gentlemen, secret surprise via Skype at Disney Hollywood Studios is our very own Dustin Foos. Dustin!
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Well, not as good as you, apparently.
Yeah, we're just walking through Toy Story Land right now.
Yeah.
As you can hear Woody in the background. I am the favorite deputy, by the way. Just no, I don't want to. Okay.
You need to keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside Slinky Dog.
Are you in line for
Thanks,
Slinky
Woody.
Dog?
No, we're walking through the entranceway. So Slinky Dog is literally right in front of us. We've got Jesse, we've got Rex, and actually you'll be able to hear Slinky Dog coming up right about.
Oh, Slinky.
There he goes.
There he is. That's great.
Oh, and there he goes again. Yeah, this is, welcome to a Disney theme park. This is all about atmosphere and excitement. And wow, it is a gorgeous day down here in Florida.
What are the ride times looking like to get on Slinky Dog this morning?
Let's hear. So we're walking past Toy Story Mania. So that's a 45-minute wait. Keep in mind, it's only 10:35 in the morning. We're doing okay. Right in front of us, we've got Bo and Woody meeting and greeting in their holiday outfits, and they look spectacular, of course.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Slinky Dog interruption.
Come on, Slinky. Slinky getting up in our interviews. Is there some holiday theming right now in Toy Story Land?
Oh, it's amazing. There's so much in this spot. So there, not only do you have the characters meet in their outfits, you've got just some of the best decorations that you could imagine in Toy Story. Now, earlier this morning, we were in Animal Kingdom, and over in Pandora, for the first time ever, they have brought out Christmas decorations. So there's a lot of holiday theming down here, and not to mention the fact that last night we were at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So
how many cookies did you eat? How many different cookies?
It's less about how many we ate and how many we stashed.
Nice.
So they're prepackaged this year. So instead of walking up and them handing you a napkin with a cookie on it, they hand you a packaged cookie. Well, that means that you have the chance to stash it and then eat it later.
Well, great. I hope you save one for Uncle Bondo.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get it through TSA.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, that's great. And so this is your sixth park, I guess. Six days, 6 parks.
Yeah,
been pretty intense.
Universal. We did Islands of Adventure as well as the Universal Studios Florida, and we are skipping Epcot this trip. Construction.
Totally good call. Absolutely.
So that's in the background, just in case there's a little bit of a ruckus. The Green Army men are out.
Oh, well,
and they've got a bullhorn.
Gotta put you through basic training right there in Toy Story Land.
Exactly.
That'll be fun.
So what we're doing right now is literally walking from. So we have Alien Swirling Saucers on our right-hand side, but we are just about to make the trek into Batuu.
Ooh, bright suns, Dustin. Bright suns.
And all the blue milk to go around.
Yeah. Are you a blue milk guy or a green milk guy? Because you've already hit up the milk. Which way are you leaning?
I'm a blue milk. Jill got the green. So we did the swap just to kind of see how the flavor is. It's not a traditional milk. It's more of a...
It's soy-based, yeah?
It's actually fairly refreshing. And I don't want to say that out loud because I know it's milk, but it was actually really refreshing.
Wow. All right. Well, I can't wait to get in on that action myself. Are you going to build a droid or buy a lightsaber?
Oh, come on. Of course not. We live vicariously through everybody else.
How did you do flying the Millennium Falcon? Were you an expert smuggler or kind of a dumpy one?
So Jill and I both got engineer.
Okay.
We waited in the line. We actually didn't do single rider because we wanted to see the full experience.
For sure.
We get up into the room where they hand you everything, and we're like, oh, cool. There's another family there. They gave their pilot's cards to their kids. That's right. A 6 and a 7-year-old kids were flying our Millennium Falcon, and of course we failed. Of course.
I guess you have a crummy reputation in Batu now, or other like droids and vagabonds giving you cut eye in there because you're like a crappy smuggler.
You know what? It happens. It happens. So we are like in it right now. So we've got droids all over the place. We're actually right now passing the blue milk and green milk stand. In the background, we actually have what's that one? That's a X-Wing?
No, that's a Starfighter.
Oh, it's Starfighter. So we've got that. We've got.
I like how you have to refer to Jill, who is your like encyclopedia for Star Wars trivia. Honey,
you should have seen us when we were going through Marvel. It was just like, what's that? And she's like, no, this is this. And I'm like, and this is why we're a team.
I love it. Hilarious. That's great. So so far to date, what's been your favorite park experience over the last 6 days?
Oh, Star Wars, flat out.
Oh, yeah?
It's incredible seeing the level of detail. Actually, we're just walking past one of the soft drink stands where they have the Coke Sprite and Diet Coke as the droid balls or whatever they're doing.
Thermal detonators. Yeah, very cool.
So $6 for a thing of Coke, but very Instagrammable. They've actually set up a couple of randomized stands around, and it's like, oh, I wonder why that's there. And then you actually see the what it's used for, and it's basically to have your Coke sit on it so you can get an Instagram photo.
Love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Have you bought a corn dog and a turkey leg and eaten it at the same time? Like you got one in each fist, one bite turkey, one bite corn dog. Have you tried that yet?
I haven't. We did the double fisting of the blue milk and the green milk. But I think when you come down in the new year, that's going to have to be something that you find. But we've been eating really well. We've been having a lot of great meals. We were at Docking Bay 7 the other day. We actually may go back and do Docking Bay 7 for lunch.
Yeah.
We did some drinks over at Oga's Canteen. Oh, sorry. We're in the middle of a Star Wars galactic battle.
Be careful. Be careful.
As I'm walking around, I'm wearing our We Like Theme Parks t-shirt from T-Public. And it's amazing how many people are just kind of looking and be like, wait a second, I listened to that.
No way. That's amazing. Well, listen, man, what is it? You're one with the Force and the Force is with you. Be careful in your galactic encounter there, not to get blasted. And keep repping the We Like Theme Parks. And when you get back into home, we'll be sure to break it all down and hear about all the fun stuff you did, all the cool stuff you ate, all the great places you stayed at. And we're excited to get you back on the pod.
And obviously, we'll talk about everything that Jill and myself found here. But I'm just letting you know that I am talking to you right now live from in front of the Millennium Falcon.
Incredible. Amazing. Be sure to, can you take a pic of us on the phone so I feel like I'm there? Let's get Jill to take a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Jill, if you reach in and grab my phone, if you can take a video. But the tough thing is that there's sun. So we'll do our best.
Bright suns, homie, bright suns. I already feel like I'm there. Be careful. There's rogues afoot. We don't want to get, I don't know if you're an Empire guy or a Rebel guy. Got to pick a side. You know?
You know what? I'm cool flying on both sides. You know what? Single rider line at the Millennium Falcon is looking pretty good. Wait time for the standby is only 50 minutes. I think Jill and I are going to run in and do single rider at the Millennium Falcon. So we'll let you go now, but can't wait to get back and share everything that we found on this trip down here to Universal and to Disney World.
Safe travels on the Millennium Falcon, bright suns, and we will see you very soon.
Sounds good.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Trevor Martin. We're happy to have you, Trevor.
Thanks, guys.
Trevor's a Disney civilian, as he likes to call it. And we wanted to talk to Trevor today about what it's like being a Disney non-fan who is stuck on a Disney trip. What are some of the things he can do to keep himself having an enjoyable time and not be a detriment to the rest of his family. And we're going to do that right now on Segment Time.
Segment time, segment time, segment time.
Hey, Trevor, do you recognize that voice?
No.
Do it again.
Segment time, segment time.
Oh, I know who
segment time.
Who is it?
Mike Treblecock.
Mike Treblecock. Yeah. And where can you find Mike Treblecock?
MikeTreblecockmusic.com.
That's where you can find him.
Treblecock.
We love Mike. You know, me and Trevor have worked with Mike a zillion times.
He's very, very talented.
We love him. He's talented, and we appreciate everything he does for us. So it is segment time, and it's time to just kind of do a deep dive here with Trevor. I've known Trevor for so many years. Me and his wife have the biggest conversations about Disney. We're hardcore nerds, and Trevor sits there and just harumphs.
I don't harumph.
You kind of
I
harumph.
don't harumph.
You harumph a bit.
If it goes on too long, I'll harumph.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's the happy
This
medium.
man is a ball of sunshine. I don't know if he's
He is a ball of
capable
sunshine, but
harumphing.
I know him so well. I've seen the other non-balls of sunshine. It's when he's hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's when he's hungry. Quite frankly, it's when he's hungry and when he's done talking about Disney. Those are the two things. It's kind of 1A and 1B, and that's about it. I can't imagine him being at Disney being hungry. That would be the ultimate nightmare.
That is part of my advice. For sure.
So, Trevor, you just recently went on a trip to Disney. You went for a whole week with your in-laws and your beautiful young daughter and your wife, and you stayed at a hotel. You did the proper Disney experience. You stayed on resort. You booked plenty of park days. You had fast passes. You had dining reservations. You did it the right way. You did it legit. I want to hear from your side of the fence what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, and what you had to do to make it an enjoyable experience for yourself.
You know what's funny? It's like you describing it. I don't know how to do Disney any other way. Like
Right.
I've literally only done Disney as you described it. Staying at the park, everything. We've got all our fast passes are all organized.
But you've done nothing. You've had no part of it.
Oh, no, I've had absolutely nothing to do with it. No, my father-in-law has done this like 6 months in advance,
Right.
a year in advance. They've been planning it for so long.
I'm living that right now. Like I was booking a stroller today for Disney.
Right.
So, but Trevor just shows
No,
up.
I just show up and it's great, and then it is a hotel and it is perfect. For me, though, it's like what I struggle with is the intensity of the experience. When people who really love Disney are at Disney, there is so much. Like it's what we just said. They've been planning this for literally a year, and they've been thinking
more,
about it
yeah.
for a year. So it's almost like their dream for a year is coming true.
Yep.
So there's so much pressure on it, and there's so much expectation. And for me, it's just like I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna get a turkey leg. Yeah,
Turkey leg.
Sounds like the way to do it.
it is the kind of the way to do it, but it's also you're sort of in the orbit of this giant planet that's just kind of pulling you in certain directions. So I've got a couple of points of advice I would like to give anybody who is like me, sort of just a satellite in the kind of Planet Disney world.
This is probably isn't for our listener, but maybe your listener's wife or husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or in-law or parent. Maybe you want to pass along this information. Trevor, please.
This is great. Okay, so first of all, take care of yourself is the main thing.
Yeah.
It's like, so you're at Disney, you need to eat. It might be hard to do when someone's planned like, multiple fast passes. In a row, or it's like, oh no, we have to get to this place. Oh, and now we have like something over here. This show is going to play, and if we don't do this now, we're going to miss the fireworks.
We've ruined our whole park experience if we don't get to that show.
Exactly, and it's like we need to eat. One of us has, we all have to eat. So it's like take care of yourself. Also, getting enough sleep because we stay on the resorts. You get like early access to these parks. So, like for example, when we went to Hollywood Studios, we got there at 6 a.m, which means we woke up at 5 a.m, which means I didn't sleep very much.
Right.
So,
Yeah, but don't you find when you're doing a park trip, you're going to bed much earlier? Especially because your young kids are, I'm just saying from my experience, and our kids are very close in age. They're going to bed pretty early. So, we can't go anywhere. So by way of all the fatigue from the park day.
But it depends, though.
Yeah.
It depends. Like it really depends on like what you were doing the day before. Like
fair.
if you're having a long pool day, if they ended up taking a nap, there's
a
so
lot of
many
variables. Yeah.
and part of your job as someone who is not necessarily that invested in the experience, I think, or this is what I do is I sort of take on the role of let's manage this. Let's manage the emotions. Let's kind of manage like people's time and stuff like that, so that we're all happy and we're not like getting intense with each other, which can happen. Not that my family necessarily gets like crazy intense, but it's just like moments of such focus that, it turns into something that can be stressful.
Can I throw some curveballs at you
Sure.
here? I want to kind of get a sense of how much you like or dislike these parks. Do you like rides?
I do like rides. I like some rides.
Do you?
What's your favorite ride?
I really like the Avatar ride, riding the
Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage, yeah. And like in Magic Kingdom, for example, I liked what's the flume?
Oh, Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain. I really like Splash
You
Mountain.
and Marty Adams, buddy.
It's long, it's meandering. It's thematic. There's like a touch of the Old South there, so you're like,
Is that the noise you made?
That's the uncomfortable noise.
Is that you going over the falls?
Yeah, that's me going over the falls.
That's great. Okay, so do you find that you are looking for a unique food to eat? Like, are you like, I must have this blank, this treat, or this experience food-wise?
I think so. That's one of the things that I put down here is like find something in each park that you particularly want to enjoy. So like that kind of one moment that's for yourself. Right. So for me in Magic Kingdom, it's a turkey legs. I love the turkey legs. I think they're great.
Same.
And it's funny you mentioned that because I'm not eating as much meat. I was like looking at vegetarian options in the Magic Kingdom, which I find it's difficult to find good food options in the Magic Kingdom.
All you need to do is listen to our last podcast or two podcasts ago where we talked about the top 3 vegetarian restaurants in the Disney Resort with Vegetarian Jill. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I will.
I like Vegetarian Jill might be her nickname now. With Vegetarian Jill.
Oops. Sorry, I got that ball rolling. So there is food that you're longing for. Is there an experience you were looking to try? Like you wanted to do a Disney blank? There was a character that you wanted to meet, or there was a experience, whether it was some kind of add-on, whether it was the minivans or the Skyliner or a fireworks with dessert. Was there anything you were like, I want to do blank?
Funny you mentioned the Skyliner because we the day that we arrived was the day that the Skyliner broke down.
Oh no.
And we were having a bit of an issue with getting into our room. It all resolved itself pretty well, but because of the issue, we were like, before dinner we should go on the Skyliner. And had we not had the issue with our room, we would have been on the Skyliner when it broke down.
Oh wow.
Snap.
For sure.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That would not have gone well.
That would not have gone well.
But you would have gotten hundreds of dollars of free stuff and comps.
It's true, yeah.
So it might have been worth it. That's what you got. That's what they got.
I know they got
ton.
a ton of stuff. Yeah. But the thing that I was looking forward to the most on this trip was Galaxy's Edge because I'm of an age where Star Wars was like very important to me.
Did you love it? Did you like it? Was it okay?
My first impressions of it, because I got there at 6 a.m. and went on the Falcon. Like we went right to the Falcon ride, right? Yeah. So it was nighttime basically, and I couldn't see anything. The theming and the lineup was great. The ride itself was a lot of fun. The thing about the ride is like, especially if you're doing the gunner position, like my daughter and my wife were in the gunner positions, you're basically looking down and doing it, so you're not experiencing what's going on up here.
So driving is way, way better.
That's I think why people
staring
think,
at a button.
Yeah. And we didn't have any engineers, so our score was lower for that reason. And so,
and the engineer, what, they kind of repair the ship?
They repair I guess they repair the ship. Yeah.
How did you not have any engineers?
They just put 4 of us. So there was only 4 in our party, and they didn't add 2 more. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah, that's
do
weird.
you know? And they give you a thing pre-ride that says you're the driver, or you're the gunner. Or,
yeah, you get like a
chit.
You get assigned like a.
Can you guys switch? Like, let's say you got the
Oh, yeah.
driver, and you were like, "No, I want my daughter to drive." So here you go.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. In fact, what happened was my daughter got the token for pilot, and I switched with her because it was like, she's 5. She's not really gonna.
So you drove.
I flew with my father-in-law.
Was it cool?
Big smile. There's a big smile.
It was pretty fun. We weren't very successful, but it was fun.
Are you and Roger a good team?
There was a little bit of yelling that was going on. Roger's a mechanic, and he's like a very good driver. So normally, he would be.
Did he just push you over and take both controls and say,
"No,
back up, kid"?
There was a lot of just yelling, "Pull up, pull up, pull up," the entire time. Yeah. But it was fun. It was a great experience. And then, then we left and we went to Toy Story. And then I said, I'm going to go back and I'm just going to experience it myself. So I went back.
You went back by yourself?
I went by myself.
Nice.
Downloaded the app and started doing some of the app stuff, which was pretty cool. I mean, it's like, it's kind of fun. You get a mission and then you go to like, say, there's like a big TIE fighter, a big like Imperial ship there. And then you have to crack a code. And when you crack the code, the ship powers up.
Oh, cool.
And then everybody's like, ooh, wow, that's cool. And you're like, oh, I did that. That's kind of fun. The one criticism I would have is it is kind of a glorified gift shop. There's not a lot to do other than that ride and maybe, doing the app stuff and eating, which was kind of weird too, because like you go into a lot of the restaurants and there were people there, but it was like a lot of weird explaining of food.
Yeah, that is actually chicken.
Yeah.
They changed the Docking Bay 7 or whatever it's called. They changed the names to Chicken Tots or whatever, but then they changed it back.
Oh, okay.
With like more descriptions under like a little bit more descriptive, but giving it the old name because people complained that, you're ruining my experience, my theming. I'm on an alien planet. I can't have tater tots.
They're
at least call it something else. So they changed it back. It was like only a matter of days.
Potato barrels.
Oh yeah, I'd eat that. That sounds like an alien potato.
Potato pods.
So, that's even more disgusting. I'll eat that. So what were the things with the experience, regardless of let's take your family away from the experience and the expectations of the people around you.
Yeah.
And tell me about some of the things that don't float your boat that might really get someone like Mark or I excited.
Some of the older school, like we spent a lot of time in Magic Kingdom because she's
young kids.
Yeah. My 5-year-old's in the wheelhouse, and some of the rides, especially like the nostalgic things, are like, for example, Carousel of Progress.
Oh, here we go.
My family, they love the carousel, unironically love the Carousel of Progress. I enjoy it because it's a 15-minute nap in the middle of my day.
Okay.
It's just a little bit, it's like, I don't know.
This is Mark's favorite, right?
Fuming over here.
He's turning red.
Listen, man.
He's going to jump over this microphone, man.
They need to, if they would just update the Carousel of Progress a little bit at the end.
To be fair, I love the Carousel of Progress, but I can't say that I unironically love.
Well, see, that's
you know
it.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Because like there are parts of it that I genuinely love. The song I genuinely love.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm looking at an animatronic show in the round, like on a turntable stage like that, or I guess the audience is that, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
I genuinely love that. But then when it comes to the content, especially in that final scene,
yeah,
like for sure, I love that.
Oh no, it's ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
ridiculous.
other way you could.
What are some other things at the resort that you kind of sought after, since you're not a theme park guy, since you're not like keen on the character dining? What are some other experiences you could do that you might have been really keen on as a non-Disney fan or someone who's not into the park so much?
I had fun. The best time I had was playing ping pong with my father-in-law. There was like a ping pong table there, and
we get weepy, boys.
No, we played ping pong. It was pretty fierce ping pong. He's actually very good, and I was much better than I thought I was going to be.
Oh, really?
So we played some pretty intense.
Have you played my wife?
Oh no, I'm going to have to. Yeah,
be careful, dude. She can ping pong it up.
I bet. Yeah, yeah. So stuff like that, though, it's like spending the time at the pool was really great.
Some relaxing time
because you're actually like that's when you get to communicate with each other. You get to bond. And my daughter's learning how to swim, and so she gets to have that kind of fun. We saw Toy Story 4. They always have like a movie night.
Yeah.
So we watched Toy Story 4 and
cool.
and they brought out popcorn and stuff like that. I have to say that the Disney experience, like from a customer service experience, is phenomenal. It really is. And people talk about it and say, that it's first class.
Yeah.
You don't really get that service anywhere else.
And this is why your in-laws continue to go there every year.
Right.
On the money. Because of that service experience and because it's a safe environment, because they feel comfortable, they know no matter where they're going to go, they're going to be taken care of.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. And then every year they drag you along and you begrudgingly go. But it sounds like you had a good time, I have to say.
I mean, I did. Listen, I'm kind of growing into unironically being somebody who likes going to Disney World. And
so are you not a civilian? Are you a fan? Have you converted?
No, I'm still a civilian.
This is how it starts, though. You start by liking something ironically.
Yeah.
And then the irony falls away. And you find yourself just liking it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've found that with myself lots in my life. Yeah.
Sure, it happens. Yeah, I enjoy it because I get to spend the time with my family.
Yeah.
I have my cousin lives down there. I get to hang out with him, and to be honest, like there's always something new. So it's always distracting. It's always fun.
Yeah.
It's just there are certain things about it that I'm like, I don't have to do this. I want to go to Barcelona. Can we just go to Barcelona?
Well, you never know. They might open another.
Spain,
another. What am I looking for? Why am I blanking on the word here?
What Euro?
A pavilion?
Pavilion.
A Spanish
look
pavilion.
who came up with the word.
The Spanish
He
pavilion.
knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Guy goes every year.
I know.
On the dot, on the button. All taken care of. His in-laws are like, "Hey, just show up. We got you." And he's he doesn't want to go. Have you tried convincing them to go somewhere else? You guys, maybe next year we do.
I've
we
brought
do
it
this.
up. I've brought it up, but it's
Get
just
shot
too
down.
hard. Yeah, it's too hard.
You're outnumbered.
And there's always something new. It's like the big thing is now 2021. Let's go in 2021 because all this Tron will be open and all these things will be open.
Mickey
What's
and,
going to be open again?
Tron is going to be open.
Yeah.
I like Tron.
But you should try convincing them to go to Japan, Disney World Japan, Disneyland Japan.
I think
Tokyo.
we would have a better luck going to Euro Disney. I think
Really?
going to Euro because they have interest. Like I know my father-in-law wants to go to like the Vatican to sort of Rome
so there
or
you go.
something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So that might be I think Tokyo is a little too far because they actually drive down. You guys should have Roger on this podcast for sure. My father-in-law.
I don't even think he listens, so forget it.
Oh wow.
Because he knows. Because he knows too much. He already knows too much.
That would be fascinating.
Let me tell you
to have him
something.
on.
Let me tell you something about my relationship with Trevor. I hang out with his in-laws, and all I end up doing is talking to Roger, his father-in-law,
God.
about Disney.
Yeah.
And Trevor's like lost. He's like, oh god. I'd love to have Roger on the pod. I don't think Roger listens to the show. Every time I see him, I keep being like, hey man, I have a podcast now. He's like, oh, you guys, are you listening to the Diz Unplugged, man? Those guys. I'm like, I have a podcast too. You know, you want to tune in? He's
But
like,
the Diz
never
is
heard
like
of it.
the Diz is like hard news, isn't it?
Roger loves the Diz. Loves it.
Yeah, we know. Roger, come check out our pod, man. We're talking about you. Is the Diz talking about you? No. But your favorite friend of your son-in-law is, right? Am I up there? Top 3 with
No, definitely.
Nice. Still doesn't listen. All right, Trevor, it sounds like as much as you want to resist being a Disney fan, I think you are one, buddy. I'm sorry. Like here I thought you were a civilian. I don't think so, man.
You know what? I've become adjacent, Disney adjacent.
Disney
Yeah,
adjacent.
like
adjacent.
I'm. Yeah.
There's
Acceptable.
a T-shirt. We got to make that
I'm
T-shirt
Disney
for
adjacent.
Trevor. Disney
Yeah.
adjacent.
Well, Trev, we appreciate you being on the show. Do you want to stick around? And I mean, in the spirit of being a Disney fan now, do you want to do a little Armchair Imagineering with us?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to.
All right, Trev, sounds cool. Why don't we stick around right now and we'll do a little bit of Armchair Imagineering.
Armchair Imagineering.
Okay, so Trevor, you were just at Hollywood Studios. You experienced Batu. You experienced Toy Story Land. You experienced some Muppets. You experienced all kinds of unique lands at Hollywood Studios because Hollywood Studios is becoming that IP land. You know, where they're going to really bring all of Hollywood to the customer, to you. Animal Kingdom still has this animal theme. Epcot has the future and the World Showcase. You know, Magic Kingdom is about kids. This is the experience where they can flaunt some of their less kid-like IPs, you know, the things like the Star Wars. And so Hollywood Studios, they've added 2 new IP lands. There is a rumor that another IP land is coming, and that's going to be Monstropolis with Monsters, Inc. That's the big rumor. Again, we don't confirm. We don't know nothing. It's just what we've heard.
Just rumors.
And by heard, it's read on the internet. Nobody's telling us anything, to be honest. But let's have some fun with it. Why don't we come up with some of our own unique lands for Disney Hollywood Studios? What do you got, guys? What do you think? Something brand new, something fresh?
Who wants to go first? You want to go first?
I'll go first. You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right, here I go. I love Indiana Jones. It's right under Tron.
There we go.
Tron's number 1. Indiana Jones is right there. You've got that beautiful stunt spectacular, which I still think is great, and it still resonates. You can keep that. Let me plus it. Once upon a time, if you know your Disney history, they were looking to do an Adventureland expansion with Indiana Jones at Disneyland that was going to include not only the temple and the Jeep attraction, but also a minecart ride a la Temple of Doom. Now, it's kind of been done the cheap version. You'll see it in Paris. You'll see it in Tokyo. The Temple de Peril, or what's it called in Tokyo? You know, it's a little minecart coaster.
I liked that. You didn't like that, right?
But it's not the Temple of Doom.
No,
not
it's
even
not.
close.
No, it's not.
One
But
little baby
it's so
inversion.
beautifully lit at nighttime.
Look, there's a little fire in front of it. Big deal. It's not anything
Okay,
spectacular.
well, the color palette.
What is it called? What is it called in Tokyo?
Why am I blanking? I'm blanking on the name.
Raging something or
Yeah, raging something.
yeah.
Like that.
Anyway,
I'll look it up.
whatever. They need to go for it. They need to do an indoor minecart ride. And now with the technology, if you're plugged in with the Nintendo situation, the Donkey Kong ride that has you able to, you're in actually like a cart, almost like a minecart, jumping from track to track. That is very much like Temple of Doom.
Raging Spirits.
Thank you. That was it. I knew there was a raging in there. I think it's a great opportunity to use that ride tech in this attraction. You can use whatever you want to create the lava. You can create the story. Does it have to be right out of Temple of Doom and like Kalima and all that stuff? No, you can just be in the spirit of and just be racing through this temple for whatever reason. I think it would be super fun. The story is already there if you want it. When you think of a high octane Indiana Jones moment in all 4 of the movies, and number 5 is coming soon, I think that's the number one thing you think of is the minecart.
Yep, I agree.
Race.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's do it. And how about some dining?
Oh, yes.
You know what we're going to
do Indiana Jones dining?
Yep. You know what it is? It's the Palace Dinner.
I was about to say chilled monkey brains.
You
for
got
dessert.
it.
Yeah.
The Palace Dinner experience with belly dancers performing, kind of like the Hoop-de-Doo Review, featuring exotic delights, beetles, snake surprise, eyeball soup, chilled monkey brains, all that good stuff.
Chilled monkey brains looks great.
You could have some fun with it.
Yeah, I put like a nice sorbet in there.
Yeah. Tons of fun stuff. I was thinking about something for kids, maybe like a jungle temple run for kids, like an obstacle course. Maybe it's the beginning of Raiders when he's going into the temple and he uses the thing to like the vine to go over the thing, and the blow darts. You can just have little bursts of air going, kids running through it. They have to go and hop on specific things so they don't whatever. Something fun for kids. And then I had an idea for a signature drink. It's called the Grail Grog. And it's a drink station with all these different Grail chalices. And you try random drinks, and some of them are good, and some of them don't taste so good. You might have chose poorly. Fun stuff, right?
Nice. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. That's the Indiana Jones land right here at Hollywood Studios, courtesy of Bondo. You're welcome. You're welcome, friends.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the obstacle course for the kids where they, like there's the darts and stuff like that. And you get a score and you can just keep going over and over again. I think I think it'd be super fun.
Maybe you can get an idol at the end.
Sure.
Maybe you can have a big ball roll after you. Like you can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
This is what Disney Plus, I think, is also doing. And we talked about this in the last pod. It's reinforcing old IPs for new audiences. So kids are getting Disney Plus because they want to see Star Wars and Marvel. But then they're like, well, what's Tron? They check it out. Oh, what's this? What's Indiana Jones? Like there is a lot of kids watching Raiders of the Lost Ark from 1982, you know?
Probably not.
Probably not. And so if you go on an attraction like that where you're going on this cool adventure, and then maybe the kid now plugs in with the IP and becomes a fan of that, starts buying the DVDs and such. I think that's what the synergy is all about. So you're feeling my Indiana Jones vibes, boys. I like that. I like that action.
Yeah, super into it.
Yeah, right? Maybe you can do the Kalima thing and we can have a heart too, like an edible heart.
That's what you're going to put that scene in your dinner? That's where
maybe.
you're going to decide to put that?
I don't know. It's going to be somewhere. Well, it's got to be somewhere.
Could be in the minecart ride.
Because you can't do Nazis, right? And
No,
that's like
but you could have
Indy.
you could have that be a show scene in your minecart ride. Like your minecart could stop, and that could happen.
An animatronic Kalima.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, animatronic.
That's pretty
Kalima.
cool. But you could do. But think of all the bumps you could include in that ride. You could have the room that's closing in on you, and that'd be great. You could use that. You could integrate the bug thing, the bug moment, like the whole.
Oh yeah, walking through.
No, you don't have to exactly play out the bumps, but you could use some of that stuff. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, for
People
sure.
like bugs.
Yeah.
Like the mummy, all the scarabs. People are like,
that's super cool.
That's super cool. Anyway, okay, Mark, what do you got?
Okay, mine's not as in depth as yours at all.
Are they ever? Come on, let's be
That's
honest.
true. Fair enough. Sometimes, once in a blue moon, you catch me on something. I think I went a deep dive on the shows.
I feel like you get passionate about a handful of things and you go long and they're real
That
good.
is not. That is my life. That's
Yeah?
how I am. Yeah, I only like a few things, but the few things that I like a lot.
But one of the things you like is theme parks.
Theme parks, pro wrestling, and musical theater,
Yeah, I'm 2 for 3 there.
and like lighting design stuff. Like
If you just substitute wrestling for like
like
fast
basketball.
food, hoops or
Yeah.
tacos, where you're talking my language.
I'm into tacos.
Yeah.
I'm not as passionate about tacos as I think I am about theme parks, though.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Trevor was passionate about tacos. Now he's passionate about fruit salad. Yum, yummy.
He's giving you a hard time. Hey,
I'm making positive health choices. For
You
myself.
are. I'm proud
Yeah.
of you. You just don't eat crappy food with
And
me
I
anymore.
can eat tacos. The tacos are good.
Yeah,
actually,
vegetarian tacos.
I went to
fish tacos.
This is gonna. I don't know if this is gonna make the podcast, but I went to a taco place, a vegan taco place.
Oof.
Let me tell you, it
bet.
was very good.
I
Woof.
bet.
Yeah, it was very, very good. They had their fish tacos were deep fried avocado.
Oh, this sounds great.
It was very good.
Loves hearing Trevor get excited about
Sounds
deep fried
really
avocado. He's like,
The tacos had
man.
like the barbecued pulled jackfruit.
Trevor loves.
I've not done the jackfruit thing.
The
yet.
jackfruit thing is a good thing.
Okay.
Trevor's a foodie. Like I went to Italy and I ate like beefsteak Fiorentina with Trevor, and I've never seen him so happy.
It was amazing.
Like it was almost like a religious experience eating this meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm coming into a point in my life where now it's like I've done like a lot of meat stuff. Why don't I experience fruits and vegetables? Why don't I
And
explore
I get it.
this?
I get it. I was
Yeah.
vegetarian for a very long time. Only recently did I start incorporating chicken.
Oh, okay.
So like I eat a bit of chicken now, but I was vegetarian for a very long time.
Right.
And then I added in fish and seafood stuff.
Yeah.
And now I've added in chicken. So it's like I'm going backwards on it. But I'm thinking about just dropping the chicken back out again and
Yeah.
going back straight vegetarian, or I guess pescatarian.
Pescatarian,
I
yeah.
do enjoy seafood.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I might hold on to that. But
I will eat all them cows for you fellas.
yeah, you do it.
You're
I have
welcome.
no
And the
problem. I have
piggies,
no
too.
problem with like. I'm not doing it for like the meat is murder thing. I'll punch a cow in the face in front of you. You know what I mean? You bring a cow here, I'll punch it. No problem. I have no problem.
I love it.
Yeah.
You punch that cow, Mark.
I gotta go. I gotta go get a cow.
All right.
Yeah,
See you
Mark,
next
hit
week,
us up with
everybody.
your land, buddy.
Okay, my land is Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls, Oregon.
Really?
I'm on a huge Gravity Falls kick now that it's on the Disney Plus.
Thank you, Disney Plus.
network streaming platform.
Yep, that's
over the
it.
top. I was so excited when they had it. I didn't think that they would. I didn't think that they would have gargoyles either, and they do. The only one that they don't have that I was hoping for is Fillmore.
Okay.
I was hoping for Fillmore. They don't have Fillmore.
The only thing that they're missing for me is Condor Man. I've been preaching the Psalms of
Oh,
Condor
I didn't
Man.
even look for it,
It's
and
not
they
even
don't
on
have
there.
it. I'm
No.
so sorry. I'm sure it'll get added.
It'll
at
get
some
there.
point.
Michael Crawford's calling them right now. Hey.
Anyway, so I would do Gravity Falls. I would do Gravity Falls, Oregon.
Okay.
I'd have a show inside the Mystery Shack with the Grunkle
Okay.
doing the show, and I'd have a dark ride that goes through the basement, and then we could have like a play area for kids out back.
Love
and
it.
it would just be that you're familiar with the show, right? The
little bit.
tourist trap that the Grunkle has, that is the Mystery Shack.
Yeah.
Basically that. So there'd be a play area in the back for kids.
Well, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not really for kids, really, is it?
No, it
Yeah,
skews older for sure. It's a teen. That's a show
yeah.
for teens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like the look
More-
of it, you could be fine bringing kids into the look
Is
of
it kind of a Simpsons vibe?
It's not quite as cynical as The Simpsons. It's not cynical at all, actually, like The Simpsons is. But the humor is a bit dark and wacky. Like it's very wacky. Like in the first episode, the main villain, spoiler alert, is a bunch of gnomes in a coat. Pretending to be a man, like so.
Okay.
Then he's like, I got something to tell you. I'm actually a bunch of gnomes, and he takes the coat off, and it's just all these gnomes. The show's very funny, and anyway, yeah.
Gnomes in a coat.
Gnomes
Sounds
in
like
a coat.
Sounds like a cool villain.
Yeah.
Trevor, how about you, pal?
So mine is, I decided to kind of deep dive on what kind of IP they have now, and so some of the, and I was amazed by like the all-encompassing. I knew that they had a lot, but
Yeah.
some of the movies that they have right now are Home Alone and Die Hard and Night of the Museum,
These are
Independence Day.
some of the Fox purchases here.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I kind of want to do something where you take all of these stray ones and you put them together, and you do it like Star Tours, where you're jumping from movie to movie, but instead you're jumping from random movie to movie. So you can be at the McAllister's house, and like, you know.
What is this? Is like a walkthrough attraction, or is it a?
Well, the other thing I did recently was the Void, and so there's the VR experience. So if you can get the VR experience to the point where you can actually be in these movies, so you're Kevin McAllister running away from Daniel Stern.
Oh, you're riding a toboggan down your stairs.
Maybe, yeah. And then you're all of a sudden you're in Nakatomi Plaza and there's glass everywhere and you're running away. And then, you know, maybe you're in Independence Day and you're punching an alien in the face. So it's like the conceit is the technology is you can get into the movies, but something goes wrong and you get into every movie.
Cool.
And then the dining experience. This is kind of not related, but I love the idea of the commissary and the idea of like in in old Hollywood you'd have like a cowboy sitting next to an astronaut or something like that.
They have that at the Hollywood Studio, the ABC commissary.
Is that the way it is?
Well, I think it's the intention, but you don't have those characters actually sitting around. But it's supposed to be like a backlot commissary. Maybe if you integrated some of these kind of characters,
so you'd have like the Norwegian terrorists or whatever from Die Hard
with a
hanging
tray
out.
of food waiting behind you in line.
Yeah, that I kind of miss that, the randomness of like, this is Hollywood and these are all the different strands of Hollywood that we have.
Right.
Wasn't there a ride, and it wasn't a very good, where you get into a car and you're driving along and then it's like, this is the magic of the movies. And
it's a great movie ride.
Right.
You're saying that ride isn't very good?
I did not care for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's no longer a fan. All his fandom has just fallen away.
I feel like that ride hinges very, very tightly on
the actor.
Yeah.
See, this is my problem with these rides.
So
Same reason I don't like Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
You feel the same way about Jungle Cruise?
You know what? We had a pretty good Jungle Cruise.
The skipper?
Skipper, yeah. This time around. But the last time, it was just like rough.
Yeah. I've never had a good skipper.
Because it's kind of been a bone of contention because, Mark just loathes that ride. And it's a classic, but it's all hinges on that skipper. So I contended that comedians don't care for that ride because it's just a bunch of dad jokes.
Right.
Right? So if you're
delivered poorly, I want to add.
Poorly delivered dad jokes to maybe the layman is like humorous, but to someone who's in the profession of making people laugh is a grown city. So maybe you guys would share an opinion on that.
I was sitting with a lot of laymen, and they were not laughing. So I feel like it's sort of aging out. Maybe the bar is being set higher because of
Maybe it's possible.
But I think if you had if you had proper improvisers, you might get into more trouble. But you would
for sure.
I don't think they can afford improvisers. You guys are expensive.
I don't know about that.
They pay
we hang out
wage.
with different improvisers. What are you talking about?
All those
$50 and a beer ticket. Let's do the show.
But it's not a show. It's 8 hours a day, Holmes.
I'm sure they'd be happy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of drink tickets.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a lot of Dole Whips.
It would be a great place to cut your teeth if you're an improviser. I remember going to Universal Studios and there's a fountain.
Oh yeah.
Fountain.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the improviser was, but he was great. And we had like a half-hour
Trevor,
conversation with
I was there with you.
That's right.
I was there with you.
That's right.
And the fountain was talking to your wife.
Yes.
And then your wife mentioned that she was at Second City, and the fountain was impressed and knew a bunch of people that the fountain and Trevor's wife knew a lot of the same people.
Of course.
That's true.
I have a picture of that. Dale chatting with the fountain. That was pretty funny stuff. That's a cherry gig. And I feel like if you work at the parks, a lot of people who apply and really are interested, they're gunning for either the Haunted Mansion or to be a skipper on the Jungle Cruise. Like those are the cherry gigs.
Really?
Yeah, those
what
are
about,
the
what
most
about being
prestigious.
Crush?
That's cool if you're an improviser. You got to be a real good improviser to be Crush.
Yeah.
But if you're just someone who's working at the park, that's the kind of high profile attraction job you can get. But if you're not a good improviser, or you're going to suffer as a skipper. But we've all seen so many bad skippers, so you got to wonder they're not looking for improvisers. They're not coming out, I guess.
I mean, how many boats do you think have to go around at the same time? So you're talking about like 12 or 14 skippers at once? Is that
Probably more than that?
You think so?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a lot. You've got dozens of people, dozens of talent. You're going to have degrees of talent there.
Yeah. I think we talked earlier about who is in charge of these jokes. Do they need a punch up? Is Mark available?
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't do it. That paycheck would have to be huge.
And it's an impossible job too, because
there's no way you'd make anybody. You couldn't make people happy.
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't make everybody happy, which is the problem, right?
Right. So just getting back to Trevor's idea, so to have a random Foxland. Yeah.
Where you're jumping into random Fox properties.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of sold on your Die Hard idea. If it's Nakatomi
pretty cool.
Plaza, you got like 5 movies to borrow from. You know, that'd be all right.
Die Hard's typical because, you're going to scare anyone under the age of 14.
But you know what? There's another thing. I know we keep drawing back to old podcasts, but we've been talking lately about Halloween Horror Nights. Universal Studios has kind of cornered the market on, teens and young adults and adults during Halloween with this event. And they've drawn a line in the sand that Disney can't cross or hasn't crossed yet because their experience is a kid's experience. And you just experienced it. You were down there for Halloween and you did the not so scary.
Right.
You can't get more G rated
No.
than this. Whereas Universal, it's a different vibe. If Disney were to do it, I think Hollywood Studios is the only place you can do it.
Yeah.
So putting something like a Nakatomi Plaza and a Die Hard experience, that's the place it goes. It doesn't go anywhere else. It doesn't go to Animal Kingdom. It doesn't go to the Magic Kingdom.
I was about to say maybe Hollywood Studios becomes the more grown-up park, but I mean, I guess they've got Toy Story Land there, so it's...
You know, at every park you go to has a kids
You'll have
thing.
to have something,
You have to have something for the kids. So what are the kids going to do?
I always feel like Epcot is the grown-up park.
Yeah.
You know,
you're
That's
right.
a good point. Yeah.
There really isn't anything for my 5-year-old other than...
Yeah, but they keep adding things for your 5-year-old.
Other than Frozen, yeah.
They keep, you don't like Norwegian Vikings? Here, let's throw a Olaf in there.
Or the 3 Caballeros, or,
Their days are numbered because, Coco.
Oh, right, of course.
And Coco is pretty much the rest of the Mexican pavilion is Coco. They just axed the show with the little Miguel outside, the little Miguel puppet playing the
That's a super
Poco
cool
Loco.
puppet, yeah.
That was a great show. I was disappointed they got rid of it. So there's an interactive experience where you can make yourself look like the Day of the Dead. All Coco. So all the old school stuff is kind of falling away. I made my kids today they were watching the 3 Caballeros.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want you guys to know we might go on this ride. I'm trying right now because we've planned our Disney trip, or we're in the midst of planning it.
You're going in February, right?
We're going in February, yeah. So try to get my daughters to watch a bunch of Disney stuff, so there's a connection. They're not scared to go on the Peter Pan ride because they know who Peter Pan is,
right?
And they want to go. Oh, it's Peter Pan, as opposed to right now it just looks like there's a big guy with a hook. I ain't going on that. Yeah,
that's the exciting part of Disney Plus for me is introducing Edith into those things so that she understands what she's just riding on when she goes to Disney World. Yeah,
me and Mason have watched the light cycles a couple times.
Oh my gosh,
she loves the light cycles.
Too much.
She's like, Daddy, the motorcycles with lights.
She's
right,
like,
honey.
What's this place where they go to play video games?
She's not asking that many questions. She ain't digging that far. Not yet. Can we talk about Tron for a second?
Of course.
That movie is ahead of its time.
In that, after that movie, it became more acceptable for a movie to have a terrible plot line, to be unengaging. That's what you mean? That became sort of the trend later on?
Not quite.
Okay.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You know what? The plot is okay. The problem is when we watched it, we were all kids. And we didn't understand anything that's happening.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
All this cool effects and everything is going on, but we have no idea what's going on.
But
we
there's
don't
no
even know
connection.
who the hero is.
Yeah.
So going back now as an adult, you're like, oh, okay, I get the story now.
Right.
I'm sure we've done this with a lot of movies. You've had that experience where it was like, oh, this is just cool. And then you watch it as an adult and you're like, oh, okay, so that's what happened.
Oh, this is what this is about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been feeling that rewatching Tron with my kids and being like, oh, yeah, it's about computers. It's about computers.
Yeah.
Right, of course. You're a program.
That's not actually what's happening inside your computer. You know that, right?
It's not?
There's no tanks.
There's no tank battles in my laptop and my little Asus here? What a bummer. Was that it? Have we done this thing? We got anything else to say?
I think that's it.
I think it was good. Trevor, did you have a fun time on the podcast?
I did, and thank you for having me.
Was it more fun than you thought? You thought it was going to be boring? You thought it was going to...
No, I knew it was going to be fun because you guys are good pals, good company.
Oh,
isn't this nice?
This was nice.
Nice.
Well, I guess that's it. I guess that wraps it up here at the We Like Theme Parks podcast. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, tell somebody about it, or better yet, share, like, follow, all that kind of fun stuff. Please let your theme park nerdlings know all about us, and feel free to rate and review. But most of all, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the fun. You can also follow us on Instagram at
We Like Theme Parks.
or you can email us directly at
ideas@welikthemeparks.com.
Music for the We Like Theme Parks podcast was composed and provided by Mike Treblecock. Where can you check him out?
MikeTreblecockmusic.com.
That's right. Well, that's it, folks. We'll see you real soon. Why? Because we like you, and
We like
theme
theme parks.
parks. Almost worked. Bye.